What up, young people? What up, old people? This is the boy Jimmy Smooth, and this is Hey Young World. I got my co-host in the building with me as always.
What up, Miss Quitty?
It's Hullum, a.k.a. Gentleman Johnny the Gent, or his Royal Scourge.
Well, you just added that, you came up with that today, right?
Just now.
Alright. Well, we're going to go ahead and introduce our special guest. We got Lavar Jacobs from Not Just October. We had a little error in the first when we was recording. I said October's very own. I want to apologize because I feel what you're doing is much more than what, some may feel what Drake is doing more important than what you're doing. But me personally, I feel what you're doing is a little more important than what Drake is doing. Based upon the fact that, I've had family members who have had to, go through what your organization is trying to help support people through. So I'm going to let you go ahead and kind of tell the people what it's about.
Well, Not Just October is an organization that I started in 2014 devoted to breast cancer awareness all year and not just during the month of October. I started Not Just October because my mother passed away from breast cancer in 2009. I was 23 years old. It took me some time to get my life in order, grow up a little bit so that I actually was mature enough to start Not Just October. And it also took some finances to get it started. So it took some time. I got it started. What we do is we have events all year round devoted to breast cancer awareness, and I also assist families financially dealing with hardships due to breast cancer. I've also provided, all year I provide several services for women who are currently battling, such as lawn care, snow removal, makeup sessions, wigs, pretty much anything that a woman may need who's currently battling breast cancer. I can get it provided by an entrepreneur, and they will bill Not Just October. I just do as much as I can to bring joy for women who are going through the toughest part of their lives.
Okay. So basically, you said this was started in, like I said, there is a previous, we were recording before we got into this one, but Cody was kind of asking you why you decided to do this. So you decided to do this because it was more of a personal experience to losing your mom.
Yeah, I felt like I was real hands-on with everything when my mother was passing away, because my mom, that was pretty much like my best friend. So we were always together and everything. So I watched everything she was going through. I wish I would have been a little more intelligent at the time so that I could have maybe, had different opinions, or let's try this. Let's go here. Let's go to the cancer center in Indiana. We have to do something. I just wasn't as mature as I am now. But due to what I went through, it's given me the strength to help women who are currently going through it. So I know my mom is looking down and she's proud because of the things that I do for women that I encounter on a daily basis and the families of these women. I do as much as I possibly can.
Okay. All right. Now, I won't put her name out there for two reasons. Because, first of all, I didn't know her personally and I don't know her family. But there was recently a young lady who just died within Akron, from breast cancer. She was very young.
Yes. Okay. 27 years old.
Okay. All right, so that kind of opened my eyes to the fact that this is not just something that older women deal with. This is something that can happen to, I guess, anyone at any given time, or any woman at any given time, maybe?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
it's just those cells. Cancer is a terrible thing. You got to stay up on it.
Right. I think the biggest thing is that we fail to educate ourselves on certain things. Like you said, if you knew what you know now, you probably would have tried to give your mom other options, possibly. My question for you is, at what age should a woman start getting mammograms and getting checked for things like that?
Well, unless there's a certain reason, a doctor isn't really going to give you a mammogram until you're about 45. But women can give themselves self-tests starting early as 20, whenever they would like to start. There's several online applications that show you how to do self-tests, and they're very important. My wife actually felt a lump on her breast before, and so she was nervous for about a week. And then they ended up doing an ultrasound and seeing that it wasn't cancerous or anything. But that opened her eyes also. Thanks to the things that I do, she knew that cancer is something that young women can get. So it's very important to stay up on your self-tests, learn how to do them, and do them when you're supposed to, because early detection is key, and that can change your outcome with breast cancer by 99%.
Okay, all right, definitely.
No, I just I did not know that.
Yeah, definitely. My thing is with the whole breast cancer just in general. I know that, you know, with not just October, you're more geared towards breast cancer, but just cancer in general. Do they really know where cancer comes from? I mean, I've read so many different things about it. In particular, do they know where breast cancer comes from?
No, there isn't any guaranteed set thing that tells you that you're going to get cancer or a reason. There's nothing like that yet. They can say that it's heredity. Some say it's based on the possible deodorant you might use. All types of different things that they say, but nothing is set in stone. That's why it's just a terrible situation, because you never know that you're a prerequisite basically for someone to have cancer. If your mother had it, it's more than likely that you could possibly get it. Like my mother, her two of her sisters had breast cancer. Okay. So I remember I used to go to the nursing home when my aunt was passing away with my mom, and I saw her kids, like how they were around the bed and sad and all of that. And I wasn't too aware. I was only probably around like 12, 13. And I'm like, dang, this is crazy. But it doesn't hit home until fast forward 10 years later. I'm that kid. Right. I'm the one sitting there while my mom is laying in that bed. So you really never know who's going to get it or how you get it. It's just about staying up on things and keeping your health good.
Right. Now, at what point, I do know that, you know, I actually have a cousin who survived it. I don't know if it was because they caught it maybe in an earlier stage or whatever, but there are women who get their breasts, and I don't want to sound ignorant when I say this, but they get their breasts amputated, or to get their breasts removed, I guess you would say.
Yeah, yes.
How does that work? Is there a certain stage where they feel like if they remove the breast that the cancer can be put into remission? Is that how that goes?
Yeah, that's part of it. When you first, my mother, they removed one of her breasts at first, and that was after she went through chemotherapy and radiation. They removed the breast just to try and avoid cancer again, because my mom had cancer. It went into remission after everything, but then it came back more aggressive, and it eventually spread to her brain. That's how my mom passed away. It spread to her brain, all in her bones, whole body. So some women, they say Angelina Jolie, I think, removed her breasts before she ever had cancer. She hasn't had cancer, but just to prevent it from happening, she removed her breasts. So it's crazy. This stuff, man, I read so much about it, and it's just so much that goes into it. And to really be around women who are currently battling, man, you really realize that these are the strongest women you'll ever meet in your life. Right. Way stronger than any of us, honestly. Right. Like, to get up and live your regular life while you're so drained from chemotherapy, things like that, man, these women's strength is, like, undeniable, for real.
Okay. That's real. Is the cancer, does it come from the tissue that's inside the breast? I mean, not necessarily does it come from that, but is that the reason why women are so prone, because of the tissue that they do have in their breast?
Yeah, it makes them more prone, but men can get breast cancer also.
Okay, all right. Now, have you dealt with any men that have had breast cancer, or is that something you haven't come across?
Not yet, but if a man did contact me wanting to use the services that Not Just October provides because he's battling breast cancer, I'll do the same things for him.
Okay. All
so,
right.
Yeah, if you know anybody or ever hear about anybody, send them my way. I'm ready to provide every single service for them.
Do you have information, like, do you have a website, or you want to?
Oh, my website is www.notjustoctober.org. I'm at Not Just October on all social media. I'm on Facebook and things as Lavar Jacobs. That's me. I'm really easy to get in touch with. Word of mouth is very, very key.
It does work
when you're trying to change the world. So I'm everywhere. I'm always there. You never there. No, just playing.
Hilarious. I'm always there. You won't let me shoot in the gym, so it don't matter.
Hey, so So, you talked about strength a little bit. You seem to, you seem to be a very strong individual to be able to sit here and talk about this, and it affects you, directly from the standpoint of losing your mom.
Well,
What,
go ahead.
what? I mean, what would you tell someone that's your age or even younger that's dealing with something like this? How, what advice would you give them?
You just have to trust in God. It's really no advice. You just have to trust in God and understand everything does happen for some reason. I don't know the reason. Sometimes things happen and you really wonder, like, what is God doing through this? Like, I see people all the time mistreating their moms, you know what I'm saying? Not spending time with their moms. Like, dang, why my mom? Like, we were, like, super tight. Like, why my mom? But then I think about the greater purpose of what God does. So maybe God took my mom away because he wanted me to affect millions of women across the world. Because if my mom didn't get breast cancer, I would have never been able to help these women that I've been helping right now, because I never would have even had the thought. You know what I mean? So God always has a higher purpose for all of us. And that's why we go through certain things in life. And that's why I've come to terms with, I think God is using me. I always say, I just pray God continues to use me. Like, just give me the abilities and keep on using me.
Absolutely. That's real, man. How long have you been doing this now?
This is my 4th year. Okay. Started in 2014, August of 2014.
Okay, all right. I mean, it seems like you made a lot of progress from when you started. How far do you want this to go? I'm sure that you want this to go outside the city of Akron.
Oh yeah.
And to impact people across. I mean, you want to impact people across the world with this?
I want to save the lives of women in Wakanda. Anywhere. No, that's not a real place, but I want to go all over the world. I want to change lives of people all over the world. It's just so important to me. I wake up every day trying to figure out how I'm going to grow, what I'm about to do next, who can I contact. I'm in my emails all day. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. That's how so many people know about Not Just October, because I'm so active. I'm everywhere. And it's all I talk about. This is it. I might have my full-time job, but nobody knows me from working at Metro. They know me from Not Just October, and that's how I want it. You know what I mean? I want people to understand that I'm a beacon of hope for people. I'm trying to really change the whole world. Like, Not Just October is just a platform that I'm going to be able to use to really change several things in the world.
Right, absolutely. Do you feel like you will ever get to a place where you would start challenging maybe doctors in the medical field, or is that something you want to stay away from? Because, I mean, I've heard, dealing with family members who've had cancer, I hear that sometimes the chemo is not necessarily the greatest thing for them.
I've heard things like that also, but I'm not well versed in, I haven't read enough books to challenge a doctor. Okay. Like, so I can't say if I have like a woman that I know that was battling breast cancer. She told me that she changed her diet. She's a full vegan now, and everything is going better for her. So it's a case-by-case basis. There's no set manual of breast cancer.
Okay, but is there no steps you could take to help preventative measures? There are no, I don't know.
No. It really can come from nowhere. I mean,
I get that, but like you said, somebody just changed their diet, and a lot of stuff I'm reading and seeing now is saying like red meat is a big promoter of cancer. It's not, and things like that.
Did you watch What the Health?
I did. I saw that there too. I saw that there too. That's not the only place I've seen.
No, I'm not saying. No, I wasn't trying to battle you about this. I'm just saying, like, I've seen things that say this causes it or this can change things. But at the end of the day, if Steve Jobs can die from cancer and he's a multi-billionaire, if there was a way to avoid it, I'm sure he could have figured it out.
True, man.
My mom caught breast cancer. Like, all she did, like, she had her phone. Like, she had big boobs. Everybody has big boobs. She's my godmom, and she used to keep her phone right here, and that's exactly where she caught breast cancer at. She did it for years, and that's exactly what she called breast cancer. That's that radiation from your phone. It's different little things that you can do or accidentally do and catch breast cancer.
All right, so basically you're saying the bigger the breast, the higher your chances are of getting breast cancer? No, I'm not trying to be funny.
I don't know.
Never said that.
I can't attest to that. I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Okay, all right, definitely. No, but the reason why I asked that is because they say the more tissue that you have, I've actually read about breast cancer. The more tissue you have in your breast, the more prone that you are to getting lumps because it forms from the tissue. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I asked that. But yeah, so with that being said, you said your aunt basically.
My godmom.
Your godmom had it. Did she survive from it?
Mm-hmm.
Did
she doesn't have cancer anymore. She went through the chemo. She went through the treatment. She went, the no hair, everything. Grew her hair back. Now it's back down here, and she went through everything, the sickness, everything.
Okay. Lavar, how long did your mom battle this? Was it something that just?
She got it. She went through chemo. She went through radiation. She had her breast removed. It was in remission. She was okay for about 2 years.
Okay.
And then it came back more aggressive.
Okay.
My mom, she was just so out of it all the time. We didn't really know why. And it got bad to the point one day, my brother went over there and she was just laying on the couch. She was just really, really out of it. So he decided to call 911. She went to the hospital and she was in the emergency room area. And they did CAT scans and stuff like that. And they told us that the cancer spread to her brain. And that's when they gave her, this was in November. And they gave her 6 months to live. And she passed away in February.
Okay.
So nothing's guaranteed either. Especially when they tell you you have a certain amount of time to live. I don't think anybody should really take that serious.
Okay. Now, Helen had mentioned, I think you had mentioned what the health, and he kind of responded to that. I mean, the thing is, where I'm at with cancer is I want to know, what is it? Is it a lifestyle? And I know you said you really can't pinpoint it. What it is. But is it a lifestyle? Is it smoking? Is it what you put in your body as far as food? You did mention that someone turned vegan.
Yes.
And they feel like they're doing a lot better.
Yes.
Would you encourage other women, based upon what that person said, to maybe change their eating habits, especially if they already have it?
I could, but I'm sure there's vegans that die from breast cancer also.
Yeah.
So, like I said, unfortunately, nothing's guaranteed.
Right.
There's legit no way to avoid. There's no legit guidelines to avoid breast cancer. You can't do it. It's like avoiding cancer in itself. That's like avoiding death. We can't tell you exactly what to do. But if you see early signs of it, then you need to contact the doctor. Then you need to start treatment. You need to start medication. There's legit, no way to say it. Because my best friend, she has cancer. She got it from her birth control. Yes, she got it from her birth control.
Wow.
There's no, who thought, all right, I have a kid. Let me get birth control. Couple years later, she catches cancer. There's no way you can do it. There's no particular. It's just life happens.
Right.
For real.
Right.
And I mean, you can Google stuff. There's no legit way you can save yourself from it.
I mean, what I'm learning from you, Lavar, is it's not necessarily where. I mean, you're definitely trying to educate people on breast cancer, but you're not necessarily here to tell people how to prevent it because you don't know, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. You're here to support people who are going through it and who have gone through walked in it from your shoes, basically.
Yes.
Watching family members deal with it.
Well, I also, Not Just October funds breast cancer research with the Breast Care Innovation Center, which is on Akron U's campus.
Okay.
So when people donate to Not Just October, a portion of that will be donated there. Okay. And they've figured out certain things like this pad for medicine they say is better than chemotherapy, and it actually helps. So they're doing as much as they can. That's the most research that I can help with because I'm not a doctor. I'm just a passionate man, and I can just continue to do what I can do.
Right, absolutely.
But when I came to the Brandon, it was Build Your Brand. It was Build Your Brand, the event or whatever. You was telling a story about little things you do shovel yards and build wigs. And I know you said something about you were at work and somebody just heard about you and they just started donating money money. So you want to explain how you actually got the funding and got the word of mouth?
Well, it all started with Instagram. I started an Instagram for Not Just October 4 years ago in August just told everybody what I wanted to do because I was already active. Like I would already do the walks and things like that, but I would piggyback on other people. So after I got married, I told myself that I was going to start some type of business. I was going to do something because I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Marketing and stuff, that's what I enjoy. So I told myself that I was going to do something. Then I said, why wouldn't I do something for my mom? So that's when I said I'm going to start Not Just October. Started Not Just October Instagram, you know, getting followers and things like that. But there was no funding. I had to pay for my 501c3, which makes me a certified nonprofit organization in the United States. I had to pay for my website, everything out of pocket, my first set of wristbands. Pretty much everything was out of pocket. And then slowly but surely at my events and things, people would start donating. And at this point, I don't have to come out of pocket as much. I still will, because if nobody ever gives $1 to Not Just October, it's still going to continue. Everything's still going to happen. I'm not basing what I do off of the money that people give me. So we were featured on WKYC Channel 3 News based on the shoveling yards. And some people donated after they saw that. Then it was picked up by MSNBC, which is national. So now people started donating from all over the country one day. It was the craziest day I've ever had in my life. People were calling me from all over the country talking about Not Just October. And that there showed me that the things that I'm doing in Akron, I could do in any city in the United States. It's just about creating the infrastructure and being organized to make it happen, and having entrepreneurs who do those services in those cities that I'm connected with. So it's going to take time. It's not anything that can happen overnight because it's very complicated, but I know that eventually Not Just October will be an organization that has hubs in different states and cities and does these things everywhere. I know what I am doing is needed because I've heard from so many people in so many places that they wish that was there. You know what I mean? There's larger organizations, but I feel like Not Just October is different. I'm different. I'm outside the box. I'm a young man. I got good ideas. It's just, I already know this is something that I'll be doing full time for the rest of my life eventually. And just to tell you about one of my plans, we just purchased a car. It's a Chevrolet Spark. So we're going to wrap that car in all Not Just October. It's going to be pink. It's going to be amazing. And me and my 2 videographers, we're about to go on something called the Spark Up Awareness Tour, where we drive this car from Akron, Ohio to Los Angeles, California. My PR woman, her name is Ariel. Shout out to Ariel. She's super amazing. She's going to set up specific spots that we're going to stop throughout the country on the way, where we give out wristbands, give out t-shirts, spread awareness, spread joy, spread happiness. And I feel like this is going to be something that really changes the whole dynamic of Not Just October. Like, I'm so excited about that. But that's going to be in August. Even before that, the car, we just got it. It should be wrapped in a week. I'm going to do my first road trip, probably to somewhere close, like Chicago. Same thing, give out wristbands, talk to people, take pictures, all of that. Just spread awareness, spread joy. Let everybody in this country know that Not Just October is here, and we're here to stay. It's all about making sure women get their mammograms, making sure women do their self-tests, making sure that women are ready. You know what I mean? Because breast cancer can strike at any time. And unfortunately, it's one of those things that people really don't focus on it very much until it happens to them. Because that's happened to me very many times, where I might have spoke at an event and somebody contacts me a year later and says, wow, like, it didn't hit home until my mother was diagnosed, or I personally was diagnosed. That's happened to me several times. And I just want people to understand that this is an issue all year before that, before somebody in your family is affected.
Right.
But that's why I'm here. I'm just trying to really do what I'm on earth to do. And I feel like Not Just October is that.
That's dope. You answered like 2 questions, because I was going to ask you about, like, do you want to create like centers, like, like all over, and like, are you going to travel to like these different places? You answered like 2 of them, but like at the facilities, what would you have? Like, what would you do?
Oh, well, my first facility is going to be the Kim Jacobs Breast Cancer Resource Center. It's going to be in Akron. It's going to open next year, claiming that. It's going to be a place, a stable location where women can come, learn about what we offer. There'll be wigs on site. There'll be like a community room. We can have like family movie night, different things
like
for the kids. Yeah, like a massage artist. Not a massage artist, but a masseuse on site. We're also going to have a psychiatrist on site just sometimes throughout the week just to talk to women who are currently going through this because it definitely messes with your mental. There'll be an oncologist on site just to talk to women, nothing invasive or anything, just to answer questions, things like that. And I figure I would have oncologists and psychiatrists that donate their time, maybe like 3 hours a week or something like that, just to keep it staffed. Pretty much everything on site. Other people in the community will be able to use it. Like it's gonna be pretty amazing. I already know that. Looking forward to it, and just looking forward to spreading everything.
Have you reached out to like the mayor or anybody in the council in Akron?
Well, I know a lot of people downtown. But I've met the mayor once, but I haven't actually reached out to him. I'm sure he's heard of me. He had to. How could he not? You know what I'm saying? I'm making these moves. It's going down. So eventually, I'm sure the city of Akron will come. I don't really chase people down. I like things that happen organic. Hear about me, find me, and let's make something happen. I don't want to, hey, Mr. Mayor, can I? Right. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes that works, but that's not how I operate. That's just how I am. I don't know.
I speak blessings to your travels, going from state to state. No, like that's definitely dope, and going to other places and talking to them and stuff, because everybody need it. Well, a lot of people need it. Like you said, it's not going to affect somebody until they hit home.
Exactly,
so it's nice to have you there, when it happens.
Right.
Now, Cootie, I'm not trying to get in your personal business, but did you give yourself mammograms?
I've never given myself mammogram, actually.
She's at that age. You said that there's not really an age limit, right?
So,
like an age.
No, you should. You can give yourself a self-test.
Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't give myself mammograms, but look, how can you not, just be bored and just, women feeling themselves naturally. And I naturally do it. I don't give myself tests, but I know, if I'm just bored one day and I'm doing this, I know when something's not right. Okay. But I don't okay, let me give myself a test today. No, it's just, or maybe I'm just bored and I'm watching TV and I do that. So I should know.
Well, it's been recommended that you do it in the shower, right? I don't know if you have
certain ways that you're supposed to do it. So, you know what I'm saying? I got these cards. I don't got them with me, but I'll make sure to give you one. So
and
they
have the diagrams and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can learn how to give yourself a self-test, or if I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, that's just my thought.
Yeah.
That's not my job.
That's interesting.
Hey, man, it's funny, man.
Hey. My stepmom had it in the shower. I took a shower in her room. I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "What do you do?" It was weird. I was young. It was weird. It was awkward. I always had big boobs. It was just weird to me.
Yo, wait a minute. She did it for you?
No. I stayed at my dad's house. And he has a wife. And I took a shower in their room, and she had it's around their shower head. Okay. And I was like, what is that? And it had the little diagrams. You put your arm up, and you feel. I'm like, what the hell is she doing in here?
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, but I was younger, so I didn't really get it. I didn't really understand it, but yeah.
Okay. I don't know if this is I don't believe in dumb questions. My thing is do you believe that some people think that they're too cool to do certain things when it comes to health? You know what I mean? Especially, I hate to say it, in the black community. Some of us feel like, you feel like, you understand what I'm saying? Some of us feel like we're too cool to do certain things.
I can be completely honest and frank with you. I was at the doctor once getting a physical, and the doctor, I'm sitting there, and he all right, put your hands on the table. And then he pulled out this stuff. I'm like, what's going on? He we about to check your prostate. I'm like, whoa. I just feel like that's one of them things, you gotta tell me ahead of time that's something that we're gonna be doing, because I just ain't.
Was it that you're too cool, or were you just a little uncomfortable with a man,
Oh no, it's very uncomfortable, but it's very important. I would rather go through that and know than be too cool and not know, and then get cancer or have cancer and not know it. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta swallow your pride. Because I want to know. I want to live. I got a lot of stuff I want to accomplish and do. I got family. I want to live.
Right, that's good.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, not just October turn into like other things as far as addressing other types of cancers, or you just gonna kind of stick with that?
I contemplate that all the time. It's really based upon funding.
Okay.
If Not Just October's funding goes through the roof and I have the ability to do all the things that I do for people with all different types of cancer, then yeah, definitely. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. And the reason why I asked that is because you told the story about how, it started in your mom's breast, but then it ended up traveling to her brain. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of, it started with breast cancer, but she really did not pass from breast cancer. It started with that, but that's not how it necessarily ended.
It spread to her brain, her bones, everything. It was all over her body. So, yeah, it started due to breast cancer for sure.
Okay, all right. Well, do you have anything else that you want to put out there and let people know how to contact you?
Follow me at Not Just October on Instagram, at Not Just October on Twitter, Lavar Jacobs on Facebook, at Not Just October 11659 on Facebook. Like, I'm everywhere. Please contact me if you have any questions, you want to donate, you want to ride across the country with me. We can go on a quick trip. I'm out here. Please, let's just change the world together. I can't stress it enough how many people I want to impact and really make a difference. I really want to make a difference. I feel like what's the point of being on Earth if you don't make a difference?
That's real. That's real. Quitty, you said you want to go on a trip?
I would go.
Across the country?
I would go.
So you guys...
I would go.
Hey, and also I want you to look behind, up there on the top, man.
We're for the tatas.
We're
for the tatas.
Breast,
it's a boob.
Squeezy,
a breast squeezy.
Shorties. Yeah.
It's a stress reliever,
That might be something you can
do.
When
you get
no,
stressed,
actually, they have these things. They kind of look like that, and they have cancer in them. Not actual cancer, but it's like little things inside of them. Yeah, to let you know what you might feel if you have cancer.
Really? How do women go about getting those?
You can buy them online. They're usually for events and things that things that I do. But if a woman wanted to buy them, they could just Google them. There's a lot of them.
Okay, all right. That's definitely a great thing. You got to come back, man. Talk to us right now. I'm in a serious mode because I feel like what you're doing is very serious.
Mm-hmm.
Any other time we be clowning, you know what I mean? But
no, I understand.
We usually have alcohol here too, man. But today, man, it just it wasn't that type of
all business. Friend of the plane.
Yeah, man. You talking about breast cancer, man. I don't want to be drunk talking about breast cancer. I want to walk away from.
He didn't even want to smoke his mild on the way here. Okay.
I didn't smoke a mild on the way here. Actually, I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever. I just wanted to, get the education from you that I could get on this, and you never know, man. This could happen to any one of your family members at one time. One thing that I do want to know from you is, should men do the same thing, or is it not necessary for men to do that? To do the mammogram, the self-check mammogram. They
can. I haven't actually read up on the male breast cancer very often, but it wouldn't hurt. I'd rather do more than less when it comes to my health and my life. So, you know what I'm saying?
The average guy, is definitely not going to sit there and just feel on himself like that.
I don't know. I don't know what other guys do.
That's a very good point. You don't know what people do behind closed doors. I just know for me, it might be a little uncomfortable, especially I don't know.
I guess if you're telling people, it will be uncomfortable. But
well, the whole thing,
just listen.
I'm sure you've done a lot of weird things to yourself behind closed doors.
You don't tell people about it.
I gotta say, you gotta come back on another day, man. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Hey, that's a good point. But my thing is with that is you said as long as you don't talk to people about it, is that what you said? Don't tell people about it?
Yeah, you're going to do something weird. It'd be weird if you went around telling people, look what I did today. Unless you found something or something happened, and in that case, you should make more people aware. But I'm saying, don't just touch yourself at the house and be like, so I'm touching myself at the house now. You know what I mean? Because that's weird. It was weird to say it just now.
Nah, my
that's going to be weird in public.
the fact is, if a man does do it and he does not want to talk about it, it's kind of the problem where we lack education. Because I mean, education comes from.
If you educate somebody, educate somebody. But if you're not doing it for educational purposes, keep it to yourself. You might want to tuck that in your pocket.
This is kind of the time of the show. You know what I mean? We do the last words. They always say, "I want to go last." I don't want to go last tonight. Roy, I mean, you gave out your contact information. Wait,
I don't want to go last night, but everybody else go first.
I don't want to go last tonight because you guys.
But I want everybody else to go first.
Hey, I know y'all over there talking about me.
No,
but it's okay. I love y'all anyway,
man.
Man. Y'all my peoples, man.
I'm on Instagram looking at my wife.
I'm just clowning, man. You already gave out the contact information for how people to reach out to you.
Oh, yeah.
You have anything that you want to leave the people with before we sign out?
If you have a Droid, get an iPhone.
Shout out to Helen.
That's hilarious.
Sorry, man.
Shout out to Helen.
That's funny. It's funny. You're a funny guy. Hilarious.
Me personally, Jimmy Smooth, all I have to say today, I'm kind of in a serious mode right now, man. I just want people to educate themselves and save your own life. Sometimes, you know what I mean, you're the one that can save your own life by just the decisions that you make. The smallest decisions you make can save your own life. So,
I'm kind of real quick. I'm kind of afraid of, like, as the world goes on, like okay, let's say I might drink Red Bull sometimes, right?
Okay.
I'm afraid that in 15 years they can be like, people that drink Red Bulls, everybody die. Like, you never know, like, what you're doing.
They have those though, like.
But
it's like you drink too much water, you're gonna die. Like
there's always something new.
Or you're gonna die.
I feel you for saying that because it's like you almost don't know what to do sometimes.
Right. Or don't put everybody that kept their cell phones in their pocket got prostate cancer or you never. This world is just it evolves. Pockets. It's crazy.
Moderation is what the whole world is about. We don't have that in this country a lot, but moderation. Anything like Red Bulls, I don't drink Red Bulls because they make me sleepy.
Wow, it had the adverse effect.
Yeah, every time I've drunk a Red Bull, I've been asleep within 10 minutes.
Yeah, you got a Droid.
See? It must be.
So if you were in a room with everybody and everybody drink a Red Bull, they'd be like, "Woo!" You'd be like,
"I wouldn't drink the Red Bull." See what I'm saying? I'm gonna pass. Thanks. I know how these work.
Health is very important, man.
Health is
I want to
wealth.
live and be healthy. What's the point of working and grinding and trying to get money and all this stuff if
you're not even healthy to survive?
Yeah, you ain't never going to enjoy it.
Right. Now that's real. Like we had talked about Steve Jobs early on. I seen pictures of him towards his last days, and I'm thinking that's when it really clicked in. Money is not everything, man. Because
it's not.
That guy could have bought his health. Like money wasn't an issue over there. So,
like magic.
Money definitely was an issue over there.
Dr. Sebi.
Dr. Sebi. How you pronounce it?
I'm not sure.
I thought
it was
Dr.
magic. They said magic got rid of it from Dr. Sebi.
Dr. Sebi is no longer with us, man, and I wonder why. But anybody got any last words before we check out?
I do. I'm sorry. It's been on my head. Like it's bothering me. Shut the hell up. If a situation do not concern you and you don't know the details, do not speak on it. You look like the fool at the end of the day. And that's all I gotta say.
Okay. Is that I just want to know one thing. Is that more of a personal?
That was personal.
Well, let's
I felt that in myself.
Just a little bit. I
felt that.
You want to elaborate on that?
No.
You know?
No.
Oh, no. Harlem, is it?
Harlem.
Hey.
Harlem.
You owe my wife and kids an apology.
Houseway. How?
You owe my wife and kids an apology because she was here before the money. I've been with my wife since I was 15.
He done went to a DJ Envy situation.
No, I'm just saying.
You didn't see Breakfast Club yesterday?
No.
Yeah.
So everybody see? Again, I'm excited this whole thing.
That's crazy. He's just turning to DJ Envy.
I just wanted to do that. I was watching that earlier today.
Yeah.
I need to see it, I guess.
DJ Envy wasn't going to do shit.
Man,
I just but them Bodega boys ain't they silly as shit, but they not no suckers, right? You know what I mean? Them boys, Them boys from the heart of the Bronx. You know what I mean?
I don't care where they're from.
I'm just saying, like, you know, I don't think that they come off as being real silly, but I don't know if DJ Envy one of those problems. And,
what if DJ Envy just come off like that? He might, you know, be.
I don't know, man. You never underestimate anyone, but true. I just don't see it. They took over Breakfast Club yesterday, by the way. DJ Samel. DJ Envy got up and left. DJ Samel took over, and that's the end of the show.
Yeah. I'll have to look that up.
All right, say your last words.
They're going to force me to say something. Jeez. How do you know what I got? I don't have anything to say.
Oh, okay.
Hey, take care of yourself and each other. That was from Jerry Springer. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Let me say this. It's obviously not Hat Day today. I'm going to keep y'all posted on when Hat Day is. Don't worry. I got y'all. But it's obviously not today. So,
childish.
Let's just end it with, you know, spread a little love. If you know something, tell somebody else. That way we can disperse this information through the community.
And that's real education right there.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait for Hat Day.
Childish.
Keeps me young.
This is Hey Young World. This is Hey Young World. Thank you for coming, Lavar, man.
No problem. Thanks for
I liked having you.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
Even though apparently I got to apologize to wives and kids.